Welcome to Chamber Chat on the Road. Here we are, the month of August. We're hitting the streets of Habersham to find out more about this wonderful community. Our first stop begins at GraceGate. GraceGate provides free quality health care through volunteer physicians and mid-level providers. They serve the medically underserved in a compassionate environment that promotes the healing of mind, body, and spirit. We at the Chamber feel that it's so important to spread the mission of GraceGate, which is opening the gates of grace to provide free medical care and the love of Christ to those in need. In the hopes that through this program, GraceGate can reach more people, acquire more donors, and get more volunteers. So let's step inside and find out more. Okay, I'm joined here in the GraceGate Clinic with Jenny Allison, the clinic administrator, Barbara Blackwell, administrative assistant, and Connie Wilbanks, who's the president of the GraceGate board. Thank you guys for being part of the program today. And tell us the history of GraceGate and how long have you guys been here? When did you open?
GraceGate opened on September 13th, 2005, and the need was for patients who did not have insurance or were not eligible for Medicare or Medicaid to have a physician, and it kind of grew out of the hospital actually. A lot of these patients were going to the emergency room when they would run out of their medications, and so the hospital had a fund that was grant money, and I was actually a part of that program, and the patients would come to the emergency room, need their medications, and so they decided that there was a great need to try to keep the costs down and keep the patients from coming back to the hospital. And they set up it was kind of an indigent pharmaceutical program where they would get their medications, and then they would have teaching if they were like a new diabetic, and it was really the chronic diseases like diabetes, COPD, hypertension, and so that kind of evolved into a need in the community to see a doctor that really not on an emergency basis, you know, it was more of a just on a chronic disease and the need to have those medications. So after the grant money ran out at the hospital, several of the doctors realized that, you know, there was a great need for this, and so that's how it came to be. And like I said, it opened in 2005, and they have two clinics per week.
Okay.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then our staff is here on Mondays and Wednesdays to assist patients with pharmaceutical applications, their financial applications to become a part of this program, and so that's how it kind of started.
So you guys 14 years, I guess, coming up on your 14th year. Who all in the community do you serve? I know you mentioned those that don't have insurance. Who all, you know, if they were watching, you know, would be eligible, I guess?
Well, they can't qualify for Medicaid because their income is a little too much. They can't afford the medical insurance, and it's kind of a group too that falls in between the cracks before they're eligible for Medicare. So, like if they've had some type of medical, heart attack, and they've had heart surgery, they're no longer able to work, but yet they're not of age to qualify for Medicare. That's the patients that we target.
Now, are y'all primarily just Habersham County, or do you welcome people from other counties, or is it?
Primarily Habersham County,
Okay.
Yes. We've used to accept other counties, but we got so that we need to serve the people in our area.
Yeah. And you guys rely so heavily, I mean, it's volunteer. And so for those who, I guess, want to make donations, or what kind of things do you guys need? What kind of things do you accept?
Well, the United Way is a big supporter of ours, probably our biggest.
Yeah.
And we take donations from churches, from individuals, from clubs, just whoever feels they want to give to us.
What about medical supplies? Do you take?
We don't really need medical supplies. If you have medication that has been unopened, prescription medication, you can take it to Crossroads Pharmacy,
Okay.
and Kurt will handle that. So if we have a person and there's a medication on the list that he has, we can send them there and they can get it free. Barbara also does she is a liaison between the pharmaceutical companies and the patients. Do you want to
Yes.
talk about that?
Patients that come here, that the medication they need is high dollar. And a lot of the pharmaceutical companies will give us the medication free. You know, it's for a whole year and as long as they need it and they're here. But you can't make, some of them, it really surprised me. You can make at least $40,000 a year and still get the free medication.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's been a big help for our community, the people that come here. And also, when you ask Jenny about medical supplies, the little things that we need are like testing, the monitor things that you test for blood sugar. And we do have some things like people have COPD and we can get those machines. And we have had those donations, those kind of medical supplies that we take.
Okay. So let's talk about volunteering. What positions are open and how do y'all get volunteers to sign up?
Well, our prayer partners play a big whatever in our clinics. We like to have a prayer partner here for every clinic.
Okay.
And what they would do is come in about an hour before we're going to have clinic and talk with each patient, maybe get their prayer needs and pray with them. And then when we start to begin clinic, we have a corporate prayer together.
Okay.
So we always need prayer partners.
And I think it's important to mention too that this is such a faith-based, Christ-centered organization, and the service that you guys are doing in this community is just fantastic. One question I had too: the physicians they volunteered their time to come?
They sure do.
Okay, and they're from all over the county, I guess different physicians that come in to do that. So tell me about some of the successes that you've seen.
Well, we've been able to get medication for Hep C, and we have had 3 or 4 people that do not have Hep C anymore. And that medication is thousands, hundreds of thousands.
Wow.
And we've been able to get the free medication for them, which has been such a blessing.
Yeah.
We also have a contract with Northside Hospital, and we are able to send our patients there for surgeries, for colonoscopies, for x-rays, and that's absolutely free. So we are very, very blessed with that. They came to us about 4 years ago and said, we've got resources we need to use. And I said, great. You know, we'd be glad to send you some people that can benefit from them.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I know organizations like this cannot just do it without the help of people in the community. So I know you guys have had fundraisers in the past, and I know you certainly don't turn down any donations. What are some ways that people who are watching can contribute, whether it be with their services, volunteering, or financial, or who would they get in touch with? How would they find out, how to contribute?
Well, usually this table is covered in loaves of bread. And that's a church group, a women's group from a local church. We just recently had paper goods donated. Numerous ways. Volunteering to, be a prayer partner, and just, there's so much more than just the monetary needs. There's just to pray for this clinic to continue because there is such a need here. So. Contact the office, and we would love to have anybody. We just recently added 3 new board members. One is a Hispanic minister.
Oh, wonderful.
And he just jumped right in, and so he's going to be translating our new brochure that we're going to send out. We sent out at the end of the school year. We sent out our brochure to the Food to Kids program. Just to, I think the big thing about this is the awareness, and just, people, these children that food is sent home to on the weekends, their parents may need a physician, and that may be the only way they learn of this, So we love volunteers, and it's just I wish you could see some of the patients here, because you truly feel a spirit in this place. So it's just.
Well, kudos to y'all for what you're doing, and our hope is that this show will get some exposure and will reach people who are in need of your services. Website, gracegateclinic.org, and it explains about you guys, what all services.
It has been wonderful for me. But and also talking about volunteers, Piedmont College has been great. Their students, they have been great, to come and volunteer, help me to check patients in and sometimes to go in and sit with the doctors, to follow the doctors and stuff. We have other volunteers. But it's really been great. This is a great community.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is, and we're very glad to have you all part of it. So thank you for being on the show today, and we will be right back.